How you doing? Marek here. We're going to get right into it. My greatest educational influence, I would say, throughout my life has to be my mother. She went all the way through school, graduated high school. She went to college. I believe her original college was West Virginia, maybe. From there, went to Palmer College of Chiropractic and Acupuncture, where she got her degree to become a licensed chiropractor and acupuncturist. I believe it was after that she continued to further her education and she became a nutritionist. She now does functional medicine. And like throughout her experience, seeing the way that she worked, the way that she works now, still, in her 60s, and I've asked her, like, are you ever going to stop working? She's like, I'll work until there are no more patients left coming into her office, which, I mean, come on. To me, that shows, like, it's not necessarily about the money, because I know, like, she still is paying off loans. She is still doing classes to get more letters on the end of her name. And just continuing she loves to learn, I guess. That's what she said all the time. It keeps her brain moving. It keeps it going. And it's more about the experiential stuff as opposed to having complete and utter, like, financial stability is at the very simplest form of it. Which, to me, is something that, like, makes a difference. Because, to me, it was always, like, if I'm going to go to school, I need to go to school to make sure I'm doing something that's going to have an incredible amount of income. I need to make all the money in the world. I need to make a huge impact on the world. I need to do all of these different kinds of things, more than it just being about education. And through that, I think I've learned with that kind of education and being brought up looking at that is, like, just shut up and listen. And to ask for help whenever being stuck. Because I think throughout life, there's been many times where it's like, I don't know, but I'll figure it out, instead of asking for help from someone who has experience. My education so far has been an interesting ride, right? I went to Catholic grade school, switched schools a couple times, went to a specific Catholic high school because I wanted to play hockey, and they had a really good team. They were also very good academically. Got kicked out of that high school. After that, went to another Catholic high school, did the same thing, got kicked out of that high school, went to a public school after that, and then dropped out junior year. And this was in 2009, so it's been a very long time, and I never really thought about college, didn't want to go to college. Ultimately, I wanted to make money. I wanted to go and start working, and said I would work my way up into a field, whatever it was. Wasn't really sure. You could throw me in the restaurant industry, contracting, whatever it was. Like, as long as I have income and I'm able to do what I want to do, that's what matters. Unfortunately, that does create challenges a lot of times. So, I don't know, the biggest challenge so far has been just questioning things to death. Like, if I were to go to college, what would it be? If I do this, what's the outcome going to look like? If I go and work in this field, what's that outcome going to look like? And unfortunately, like, I can sit there and I can question everything, and I will never know the answer for myself. I can look at other people's experiences, and with that being said, like, their experience is one thing. What their outcome is one thing. For me, it could be something completely different, and until I try, I'll never know. But I would say the most successful thing that I've done in doing this is just committing to it. Committing to something, sticking with it, just, like, really doing it, not continuing to question it, but going through things. Of course, I'm going to question some things, but then asking questions, talking to people about it, so that I can have a better understanding of it and a better understanding of myself. I would say the biggest fear for me starting college in general is, I don't know, it's like the time. It's the time that you put in. It's the amount of years that it will be. At my age, I am not looking to graduate college by the time I'm 30, right? I'm past 30. So what am I going to graduate and do this? And then I think that's like where it all circles back to. It's about the experiential stuff. It's about the quality of life and where I want it to go from here. Whether it's making $1 million or it's being able to do something that I enjoy doing, to continue to do that, to be able to continue to have like my creative juices flowing, everything, and then also make money to be able to experience the world. That's it. For me, college is a lot different from high school. Obviously, I didn't have the best experience with it, but I can say that with it, things have changed, right? A lot of things are on the computer now. Everything's on the computer now. You are hardly taking out a notebook to write. I mean, when I was younger, it was like typing classes, learning how to use Microsoft Word, and now opening it up, it's a completely different program, it seems. There's just a lot that's different from high school. Not only that, like me as an individual has changed since high school. I didn't care when I was in high school. I just didn't at all. I wasn't worried about history. I wasn't worried about math. I really didn't care. I just wanted to have a good time. I wanted to mess around with people and have fun, and I sure did that, but it didn't do anything as far as my education goes. But my inspiration for architecture now, like I was born in New Hampshire. I grew up mostly in Delaware, but I would go back and forth between Delaware and New Hampshire, and I didn't really see too much of as far as like anything architecturally inspiring. I did eventually end up being in the contracting world, which like, yeah, cool. You can make a little bit of money. Sure, you could do construction management, all these different kinds of things, but for me, it just doesn't get my brain going. And I like it's, you can do physical work. Sure, there are challenges. It can be challenging, but there's just so much of me that wants to create. I love to design and create things, and yeah, you get to see a project come together, but you're never really doing anything with your own designs. It's like what a customer wants, you build it. You go by what they want, and it's just not all that. So I don't know. I have continued to see different things. Like I like the lifestyle of it. I like going to school. It keeps me busy. I think afterwards, it's, from my understanding, is also busy, but you're constantly seeing things change and evolve, and you also get to have an impact on things. So, and as far as problem solving stuff, I mean, putting myself around the right people is huge. Talking to people that understand what it's like to be a student, I think is important. Asking for help when I don't understand something, or just asking questions if I'm interested or inspired by something, has been nice and useful. Setting goals as well, but not only just like setting a goal with having no idea how to get to it, but creating a pathway of like a set of little goals. Like say I have a bigger goal, I want to graduate college. Well, how am I going to do that? And I will have to write down and take the little steps to go on. And yeah, I would say that, like, but like really the biggest thing is like asking for help when you're questioning whatever, or like you're confused. Because I think, like, especially with being in school, like, it's not meant to be understood right away. You're in classes because you don't know it already. So just ask. There's always somebody who does, whether it's students that are further than you, people in the lab, professors. If you show interest in something, a lot of times people are more than willing to help and will show interest in helping you, because we're all here for the same goal. So that's pretty much all I have. Hope you got all the information you needed, and this video wasn't too long.